Hi, everyone. Welcome to Highly Strange Days on the Power Network. I'm Amy. Do psychic, sorry, I had my audio up. Do psychic detectives really exist, and can a true crime case be solved with the help of a psychic? Tonight, we're diving deep into the intriguing intersection of tarot and true crime. We're thrilled to have Suits Healy back joining us to explore several fascinating crime cases and conduct readings on them. Plus, we'll be pulling a few cards for some of our lucky chat members. What are your thoughts? Can psychics serve as valuable tools in solving true crime mysteries? Also joining Shannon and myself tonight is content creator Jen from Crafted Evidence. So I'm going to roll those credits. Shout out to my dragonflies and my power replay crew. I love you guys. Guys, welcome to Highly Strange Days. I'm Amy.
And I'm Shannon.
My neighbor Jennifer sits all alone. She dreams of flying up to the moon. And she thinks it's the perfect night for dreaming and make believing.
What do you guys think? Is it a perfect night to do some true crime and some tarot? Before we get started, we are coming to you today on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So, hi, everyone. If you could show us that love, however you do it on the platform you're watching us on, if you just helps us dance out into the algorithm, party out there, bring more people back to the party, and it's just a free way to help us out, and it's really, really appreciated. Tonight, I have back with me my co-host Shannon, so let me welcome her. Hi, Shannon. How are you?
Hi, Amy. I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing? Are you feeling better?
A little bit better. I tried to do a tea break. It wasn't fun. I didn't enjoy it, and I didn't make it. So I got migraine, and the pain started getting a little bit worse. So I had to break it. I made it 7 days, and so I feel better today.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you are feeling better. I'm sorry that it didn't work out for you. I was going to be here live and on camera. I was going to take a shower, but then I got high.
Oh.
I was going to do my makeup too, but then I got high.
Okay, you can't say that, girl. You have to use the analogies, my friend.
Oh, I thought we were allowed to do that because we were Highly Strange Days.
Well, yeah, but you got to use the analogies.
Ah, crud.
It's okay.
All right.
So, you imbibed, and then what?
And so it didn't happen.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna sing, but I didn't want to get us in trouble for that, and it turns out I got us in trouble already.
It's okay.
Oh, but I'm excited to be here tonight! Yay!
I am too. What do you think about true crime and tarot?
I mean, yeah, why not? I believe in tarot readers. I believe that they exist. So why the hell not? Why couldn't they help find killers and whatnot?
I turned to Google and I said, I asked Google if were there any true crime cases that had been solved using tarot readers, and I got this. It said, while tarot tarot readings can be used to explore and gain insights into situations. There's no documented evidence that tarot readings have been used to solve true crime cases. Police forces and justice departments have not officially acknowledged any instances where a psychic or medium was instrumental in solving a case. A Reddit thread discusses a true crime reading that seemed to have little to do with actual tarot interpretations, making broad claims not supported by the cards. And I also did it, and it brought up a few psychics who have claimed to solved true crime. And one of the psychics was one of the psychics that we used to work with.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. I still get emails from that psychic.
Oh, do you? That's interesting.
Yeah, I've recently unsubscribed because I'm like, why the heck am I allowing these to come through? They just started up recently. So
Weird.
I subscribed.
Yeah. So there haven't been any cases that have been solved. But I think that there have been some cases that have been aided.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there are. I think it's a matter of the police force being open to it. And if they're not open to it, they're not going to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah. Well, I see that we have our psychic here with us, and we have Jen from Crafted Evidence Podcast that's going to be joining us. So let's bring them up and see what they have to say.
Yay!
Yay! Hi, Suits. Hi, Jen.
Hi, guys.
Welcome.
Hello, guys.
Hello. Thank you for having me back.
Welcome.
Sorry,
Shannon, you had me in tears back here. I was laughing, cracking up at you.
Oh, and me? Why? About the double lettuce?
My hair didn't do my makeup. I'm like, neither did I.
Oh man, now you got me feeling bad. Hold on, let me sit up. Maybe I'll turn it on.
I've got clouds of blue. Red roses.
Days is like a detox. That's something to be proud of.
Okay, hold on.
It wasn't fun, and I got a migraine, a really bad one yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, I just can't do this.
But
in everything that I read about it, here she is. Everything I read about it, I was like, if you can't do it, then just don't do it. Like, go as far as you can on it. And I went as far as I could. So,
well, I'm wondering if Suits has some insight on that headache, though, because there's some weird stuff going on right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff going on.
well, isn't it getting close to being like the it's eclipse season, and the Lionsgate's about, that's in July, but that's starting to open up, and all that stuff is.
What we have going on right now is we just had a huge solar flare that is hitting the Earth, and so people, I have not seen this, so I cannot say that I have seen it, but people have shown on TikTok and other things that there are two suns. It looks like there's two suns. And they make a valid point. Like, they show one sky, and there's the sun, and it's setting. And they show that, and they pan over, right? And there's another one. Now, what does that mean? That could mean a lot of things. It could mean that there's crystals in the clouds, and they're hitting the reflection, and they're making, what looks like to be a sun. That's a lot of people's theories. But yeah, right now we're having a ton of solar flares, geomagnetic storms, as they are called. We're supposed to be getting one tonight. We also have the Sahara Desert, which is very new, probably I'd say 6 or 7 years new. That's now starting to flood in during hurricane season, and so it floods in up the coast, all through like the southern part of the country, and up. And what that might allow to happen tonight in the southern regions, in the southwest regions, is seeing aurora borealis.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot.
And that's rare for us, Amy, because when I was in Michigan the last time we had this, I did see the Northern Lights, which is cool, but you could see them all the way down to Georgia. What about you guys? Did you see them last time?
I didn't see them.
You didn't?
Did you, Shannon? Have you seen them? Did you see them last summer when it was happening?
I've only seen them once, and that was one October. I went up to the tip of the thumb in Michigan.
Yeah.
And we got halfway to our destination, and they popped out, and we saw them all the way up there. So
yeah,
that's
I saw
fun.
them in Michigan in the 90s when it was a summer. I remember one summer we were getting them. So, but yeah.
It's very rare. A stone that is related to the Northern Lights, if anybody's interested, is labradorite. So if you look at the stones of labradorite, say, oh, I've never seen, the Northern Lights. Labradorite is a way to channel that energy. It also depends on everything what everybody believes. So many people have so many different belief systems, and we have so many different systems of thought, right? If you go, oh, this is a simulate, that word that we're not supposed to say, we have that, right? Or if there's all different kind of things. And one thing about being a psychic that I've really learned and an intuitive is, and I've seen this card a lot recently, is a burst of magic, right? Trying to figure out how the magic is happening, what's happening in our world today, because everything is changing. And if you don't believe me about timelines collapsing and all that kind of stuff, I'm not Republican, nor am I Democrat. But if you go to Truth Social today and you see something he retweeted, it might blow your mind.
Okay. I'll check it out.
It might blow your mind.
What are your thoughts on true crime and psychics? Have you ever been asked to solve a true crime case?
Yeah, we had some friends. I worked at a metaphysical shop here in Mississippi, and one of our coworkers, friends, relatives had a very severe situation, and I was lucky enough to work with a seasoned psychic and medium, and another medium who is just phenomenal. He doesn't really work much anymore, and myself. And so we went in, and we all got all kinds of different things. Again, with trying to solve and.
Did you go on location, Suits?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious. Like, did you go to the scene, or was this in the shop? Okay, cool.
No, we went on. They took us on location, and then we had. So that was one, and that was interesting. That was because it's still unsolved. We don't know I don't know all the details of it at all. They wanted to know what we thought about where it happened, like where the girl was taken and all that kind of stuff. And we all hit the same place, like the same place in the same part of town. And like we were driving down a road, we were like, not there, can't go there. They don't like us there. And so that's where it helped them sort of, I guess, position the police or whatever in one position. Then as I was working with that company that I was with, the metaphysical company, we got positioned by propositioned by two private eyes, and they kept calling me in and calling the boss in for meetings about crimes here in Mississippi that they were working on, and they couldn't tell us all the details because of NDAs and all that kind of stuff, but they just wanted us to. They gave us like a very veiled data to see if any of the stuff that they were getting that they had discovered is stuff that we would have discovered, and we got a few of the same things. We got like the same street address, we got the same basic location, we got the same city. So, yeah, different psychics, different mediums especially. Mediums are what they use mainly in my experience with true crime, because if a true crime has occurred, then or true crime is going to occur, quote unquote, the mediums can tap in. Now, a psychic, if they were doing a reading or whatever, and be like, oh, they can interpret what the cards say, a tarot reader. And tarot is like a science. Okay, I'm not trying to go all over the place, but tarot is like a science. You can teach yourself tarot, right? That's something that is amazing. It's a beautiful thing, and it's enabled a lot of people to get a lot of insight and guidance, right? Mediumship teaching is a lot harder. It can be done, but it's a lot harder. And then you have intuitive, psychic, right? That is a natural, usually born instinct within you, right? It's just what it is. Everybody is divine, quote unquote, and have the abilities to do everything. How they access that and when they access it and when they decide to close it off. That's another thing. A lot of times people will access it, right? Shannon, like, say I'm talking to you, right? And we're just like, hey, we're talking, and we're on a whole track, right? We're like, oh, yeah, right? And 3 weeks later, right, you're like, oh, well, I had some dream suits, and it's just not for me. You know what I mean? Like anybody, it's the same thing. People have different sometimes when you're communicating with somebody, especially psychics and mediums, they can sometimes ignite in you what you have, your gifts. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So think of it like a virus. Okay. Like, so you're sick, right? And you're around people and you're opening yourself up and you haven't, taken the proper precautions or whatever, then your mind and your body can get ignited. Your kundalini, y'all can look that up, can get ignited, which basically means all your chakras, right? The serpent within you, right? That's why they have like Hermes staff. I know I'm going everywhere, but I'm trying to explain this. So, yeah, you can get ignited. Yes. So to answer your question, yes. Different psychics can be involved in these different things. I have been involved. I have myself sort of stayed to the other side of it because I'm really eccentric and I'm really excessive and I'm really stubborn. And I would want to find the answers probably and do stupid things that would get me clink. And I don't want to go clink. So yeah. Sorry, I'm all over the place, but yeah.
So in your case, it hasn't been solved, but all the psychics hit on the same thing.
Right. And that usually tells people something. So, and if you're, I'm 43. So I grew up on all the paranormal TV shows, Sightings, right? All these shows I used to watch, Psychic Kids, all these different things, Ghost Adventures when it first came out. All the mediumship with Chip Coffee and all that kind of stuff. The one thing a lot of those people always say is that when 2 or 3 or 4 psychics get the same thing or mediums, that's what you need to focus on. All this other stuff is people who are jumping on clouds, if you know what I mean. Like they're just I used to watch Psychic Detectives. I met 2 of them individually at separate dates and times, and they were spot on with details and evidence. Question, can mediums be good at tarot reading too? If they're trained. Just because you are a medium does not mean that you are a good psychic. And
I think that's a good point. And vice versa, right? Just because you're psychic doesn't mean you can tap into communicating with the other side.
Right. Now, I've done psychic readings where, it was hard to do. This is when I was much younger, and I didn't know that it was as much as it was my profession, right? So people would come to me and they'd be like, "Oh, I want a psychic reading, but hey, is my aunt and my mom here too?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, they're here." But you can't, you don't want to be like, hey, because this is my profession. That's what I do for a living. besides other stuff. And I tell people with like doing tarot and doing oracle cards, I tell people when they're starting off, in any capacity, like I said, study Reiki. That's the first thing you should do before you do anything else. As a tarot reader, as a psychic, trying to study mediumship, anything, everything. What is it Nikola Tesla said? The universe is earth, vibration, and frequency. I believe that's what he said, right? Reiki is that. Reiki is understanding all of that. And so if I'm doing a reading, I'll give you an example. Ready? Each one of y'all. Here we go. For one, we'll do PWR Network first. We'll do you. Okay.
While he's getting his cards ready, I also just want to, I know you could do a whole podcast on Reiki, but just for those who don't know, it's like a healing, it's believing in energy can heal. And he could go into detail on that, but that would be like for a whole nother episode because it could take an hour to explain. Yeah. But that's, being open to healing. He's tapping into Amy right now. If you have any questions for Suits, please put them in the chat and we will get to them.
So, Amy, the first thing I'm getting with you is like goofy talking. That's for the first thing I'm getting. I get a lot of triumphant success with you. And anytime that I get the sword, right? Anytime I'll get the sword, and the sword has two divisions here. It has the purple, which is your intuition over here. And then it has blue, right? It has blue. And the sword, as you know, I always say the sword, and you have a hand like this. You all can see that. Right? Sword. So what that does is automatically sword coming up out of the ground, that's King Arthur. That's Arthurian energy. That's Lady of the Lake energy. That's divine feminine energy. The grass there, for me, is the heart. So you got a lot of intuition. You have a lot of heart. But sometimes having clarity with those two can be difficult at times. Then other times, you can really be grounded and you're really focused, even when you have emotional loss. But you know how to be a triumphant success because you've been through it a couple of times, that you know how to use your intuition. Probably why true crime fascinates you so much. You know how to use your intuition, and you know how to use your spirit, and you know how to use your heart. And those all three, like the Trinity, quote unquote, that three energy, comes up. And I always see with a three, I always think if you turn the three over, what do you have? You have two passages, you have two caves, you have two entrances. So you can always go in two different ways. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. All right.
I think that's very fitting for Amy.
What's the goofy thing? Why did I get goofy?
I don't know. I don't think I'm too goofy, but maybe I am goofy.
No,
if I'm comfortable with someone, I can get goofy. But other than that,
so what is this? So the goofy, does goofy mean anything to you? Like the character?
No.
Now watch.
I'm a Gen X, so I am goofy. I like bathroom jokes and stupid stuff makes me laugh. So maybe it's saying I'm goofy.
Yeah, they call the people goof troop. So that would be, that would make sense.
I'm clumsy too, so.
But I'll keep on hearing.
I wouldn't say though anybody's ever said I was goofy though, but.
I would never say you're goofy.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. It's your hat.
my hat.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's what do you get on
Go ahead.
Jen?
Who we do next?
No, I want Shannon because you know why I want Shannon. I feel like the last time we were live, you were tapping in, but having two psychics was way too hard to do. So I feel like she missed out on an opportunity. So I prefer you do her first. I feel like I cut her off, and we put Zawoki on, and he wasn't even open to it. So,
all right, here we go.
Oh, well, thank you, Jen.
Let's see.
well, yeah, I mean, it really, like when I went back and I watched it, I was like, that, you know, it wrapped way too fast for my liking, but it was hard having two psychics on for sure.
No, he's doing some quick readings for the panel. He jumped into some readings, and then we're going to pull up the cases. We're going to look at quickly Sarah Boone, the Watts case, and Gypsy Rose, and then we're going to pop back into the chat and pull some readings from there. So,
all right, give me something that give me a color.
My favorite color is burnt sienna.
Okay.
Rust, if that helps you.
Real Killers is in the house tonight. We need to collab with you. We've been talking about it for weeks.
Okay, we got Healing the Inner Child. As you can see, it has not been opened.
Yep.
This deck has not been opened. I have these cards somewhere. I haven't seen them in a long
This
time.
guy's got like 300 decks. It's no
Here we
joke.
go. So here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Spirit. Hey, Simulation. Hey, everybody. What we got today. We got something to play. What we got today. All right, our first card is Trust. Now I want you to look at this card if you can see it, right? We have a young lady.
Yes, I see the lady. Is she walking on a moon?
Yeah, she's walking on spheres.
Okay.
And then she has someone above her who's watching over her. Then she has what I would call an ancestor behind her. Then she has someone supporting her from the ground. And the card has a blue sphere at the end, which is voice. We have a yellow sphere, which is the sun, which is Ra, which is life. Also solar plexus, energy. Green, which is the heart. Now, then we have a line. It goes down. And the young lady who is wearing red, right, who has what you can see angel wings. I don't know if you can see that behind her.
Oh, I do see those, yeah.
Okay. So I hear Lady in Red. Isn't there a song, Lady in Red? Isn't that a song?
There is, yeah.
Okay. So you're tiptoeing on this line where you're using your voice, you're learning how to use your voice, but you're also learning how to use your heart. Because as you use those two, then the idea of life coming through and shining out, sort of like Care Bears, stare. So you have to be very careful with your energy and how you project it out. That line right here that you can see.
The one that I'm walking on?
Yeah, the one you're walking on is going to the heart. Now, what you may not see here, that's purple. And purple and light blue, that's celestial, that's cosmic, that's intuition, right? So you're using your intuition to find your voice, right? So then you can better understand your heart, right? So then you can speak about your life and you speak it out. And as you speak it out, you can see it here. It shines. But it's grounded, right? You just have to trust your process.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
Yes.
You can be honest.
She might be on cloud 9.
Well, no. I did get a little distracted because my cat was like hawking up a hairball or something. Yes, it does make sense. Yes.
All right.
Okay, so let's move on to Jen real quick, and then we'll bring
No,
up
you
some
guys, you can
cases.
skip me. Why don't we go to the
Okay.
chat, or we
All
can
right,
go to?
well, let's go ahead and bring up some cases that Suits can do some readings on. Let's do Sarah Boone as our first case. Are you aware of who Sarah Boone is, Suits?
Nope, I have no idea.
Okay.
Which is also, when you're doing this, guys, and you want a psychic to study a case or whatever, it's better if they know nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run a quick clip.
Okay.
Maybe you could shuffle your cards where we're doing that. Sarah Boone is currently serving life in prison for zipping up her boyfriend in a suitcase.
Sarah Boone is known for her shining letters, but tonight's masterpiece truly takes the cake. For those that may not remember Sarah Boone, she is the infamous Florida woman who thought it would be a fun idea to zip her boyfriend up in a game of hide and seek. However, her idea of fun quickly turned into a nightmare.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
You.
Sarah.
She refused to let him out. To top it off, she decided to film herself mocking him while he was trapped, slurring her words in a drunken stupor. Unsurprisingly, Sarah then proceeded to pass out, only to wake up the next morning and discover her boyfriend no longer among the living.
So what can Sarah Boone expect? Oh, he's gone. What do you guys think about Sarah Boone? What do you think she can expect in the next few years? It has been reported that she's been moved to another area of the facility. She's still in Florida. Is everything okay there?
What is he up to?
I don't know.
Who?
You.
You're looking for the right deck or what?
Yeah, I was looking for the right day.
Oh,
Okay. So she's still in Florida. She is currently trying to get her husband to continue to pay her spousal support. And yeah.
All right, I guess I open this one now. Oracle of Heaven and Hell. Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
Don't know what this
I'm
is.
excited for the other ones because I'm more familiar with the cases. This one, Amy just kind of got me onto a little bit ago, but I'm just like, the whole thing is so bizarre to me.
Well, Sarah Boone actually got put into the part of Florida prison where she has, I think she gets air conditioning. She's in that part. But she is also in the same prison where they house the death row inmates.
So can I ask a question? Because the first thing my guys are saying is, why is this fat?
Why is what?
Okay. Y'all see me, right? Hold
No,
on.
I didn't hear what you said. Why is what?
Why is what?
Why is this case fascinating y'all?
Because she zipped her boyfriend up into a suitcase, beat him with a bat while he was in it. Why does any case fascinate us?
Well, I'm just asking. I was just asking.
For some reason, I didn't get hooked into this one, but I mean, it's
I'd like to cover Florida.
Y'all see that?
Cases.
Yeah, Florida's crazy crime.
Can y'all see that?
Yes, it's hard to see what it is, but
It says life and death. I haven't touched anything.
okay.
So what that tells me automatically straight up is that this is more about something a lot of people in relationships, right, will find this sense of doing something and then not knowing how to disconnect, right? She beat her boyfriend with a bat, right? I get life and the death card. I hadn't even done that. I haven't even didn't pull anything. It just sort of just flipped out.
Yeah.
I don't even want to open heaven and hell, but we're just gonna see what it says. I bought this deck about 6 months ago, so.
Now, Amy, did she say this was an accident? Like she passed out and meant to let him out, but didn't?
She said it was completely unintentional.
Okay.
Okay. Well.
So that'd be interesting if he can tap into her energy, if it was really intentional or not.
Fraud and misrepresentation.
I would say that's her. She went through like 9 lawyers.
Yeah, fraud and misrepresentation, and then mental force. So I think what she was trying to do is use her brain to say, "Oh, I'm, innocent little girl or this little woman, and we were playing a game." Yeah, I just heard "Ring Around the Rosie." Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posy, ashes. We all fall down. Which is morbid all in itself, if you know where that song comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about fame for her. Fame and being renowned. So people get in these things like, oh, what am I going to do? How can I continue what I'm doing? And then she gets to that edge, right? A lot of people who are pushed to those places, right? They get to that edge, they face the devil, quote unquote, in the eyes, and they're like, I want to backtrack. And they're like, I didn't mean to do it. We were playing. I hit him with a baseball bat. She was. Anything she says is a lie. From what the
Well,
cards.
she was extremely intoxicated, and so many think, and I do believe, I think she was taunting him, and I do think she passed out. I think she did eventually plan on letting him out, but she passed out. But she will stand 10 toes deep on everything, that it was unintentional. She was offered a 15-year plea deal, and she wouldn't take it. She took it to court, and now she's serving herself a life sentence.
Wow.
So.
I mean, she should have. You were intoxicated, whether you meant to let him out or not. You didn't, and he died. So face the facts. You're the reason he died.
Yeah, longevity. She's in it for the long term. Longevity. Yep. So, and she may find salvation, quote unquote, within the judicial system. I mean, that's very common.
Oh, you think she will?
Like turning to religion, you mean, Suits? Like in jail?
I wouldn't say maybe liberating herself from the quote unquote darkness of life, right?
Wow.
I mean, even look at her. You can tell there's something in her eyes. Like that's just,
She definitely wanted her 15 minutes of fame, and so she got
contemplation. It. Yeah. She contemplated it all. And she's smart. She's really smart. Intellectual richness. She's really smart. And she is a creature of theft and destruction.
Ooh.
So she took a life, and she's taking a life now. She's an opponent of self-atonement. So it's a period of self-atonement. She will probably feel like this is a sense of fines and unfair cost.
Yes, she actually said in her interrogation she was an A+ student. She's very smart.
Yeah.
But she also was on one of those game shows where it was a Nickelodeon kid show for intelligence. So
really,
yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, Yeah, I just heard the bee was smart. That's what I just heard. So, literally what my guide said. The bee
What
was
he was saying that about her.
That's
The
what my
bee.
guide said. Yeah, my guide's like smart. And then one said she's not too smart. So, but yeah.
Well, I think the alcoholism dulled some of her smartness,
Sure.
but she's not drinking. She's pretty smart.
I don't know why, but I feel like we need to use that deck for the Watts poll.
Let's
know
move
why.
on to Gypsy Rose. And are you aware of Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Dee Dee Blanchard?
Nope. All I know Gypsy Rose is from, the musical Gypsy Rose. So no.
Yeah, no. But
Gypsy Rose got an autistic man to unalive her mother for her. She groomed the autistic man for years. And she got off on a roughly, I think she was supposed to serve 10 years. She served 8. The autistic man is in prison for life. And obviously her mother is no longer with us. Let's take a quick look at some of who Dee Dee Blanchard was.
Let me know that everything's okay.
Wounds to heal now. But don't worry about me. I'll paint on my smile. This world is too shallow to drown me. There is the moon hanging low. I see that wonderful orange glow smiling at me straight through the rain. That old comfort I know keeps calling. Wish that the night would swallow this day, and the clouds wouldn't steal the moon from me. But the rain starts to fall, and the moon fades away. This wound is too deep to heal now.
So what do you get from this case?
Very uncomfortable. My neck is feeling, I feel like puppets on a string is what I kept on. As soon as you said got somebody, the first thing I got was puppets. Then I got a treasure chest, like a trove of something. Like it was someone saw this, or someone felt like they were given a treasure chest, like they were given everything. And now it just seems like someone went and closed it down. So it was full of all this light, and then it went dark.
Suits, when you look at victim photos, do things start coming to you, or do you kind of try to block it off?
Well, I mean, it's different things. So you have to you had music playing, you had photos, and there were different things that were like, oh, okay. And I wanted to throw up. Like it was like the energies were okay. So you had someone manipulated an autistic man to kill his mother. That's what y'all said, right? You know what you said, right?
Killing her mother.
Yeah, kill her. Yeah, kill her mother.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like what I got is a push. Like she gave him a treasure chest. She said you can have this and this and this and this. And I heard the word phony right now. I heard phony.
I feel like Dee Dee gave Gypsy a treasure chest. She wanted to give Gypsy the world. She manipulated the system so that she could give her daughter the world, and it turned her daughter into a monster.
When you get phony suits, who's that connecting to? The victim or the person who committed the crime?
I heard mother and child.
Okay, that can make sense. And I know you don't want to, victim bash. I'm just curious where that, was attaching to, and it makes sense what you're saying.
Was there were there narcotics used at all?
Yes.
Okay, because I keep on getting. It's like someone couldn't live in their skin. It's like they want to be pulled out and like be reborn again. It's like I feel like there is. I don't know Dune, but I know the worm. Have y'all seen the worm in Dune?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so that's what it feels like. It feels like somebody wanted to live like forever, right? And so they attach themselves to one thing so it can like sustain itself. It's just ugh.
Are you talking like the creature that comes out of the guy's gut in Alien?
You could say that, like a parasite. No, so in Dune, if like I said, I haven't really watched Dune, but I've watched a lot of stuff on TikTok and everything. There's a worm, a big worm, and the person apparently attached himself to this worm to like live forever. Like but then again, it's just that slime, it's that yuck, it's that guck, it's that like attached to something that they don't want to. They attach themselves to something, and they couldn't get unattached, and so it's more like. But I keep getting narcotics. I keep getting itching. My whole back is itching.
Well, her back, Dee Dee's back, is where the happened mostly. So maybe you're getting a little bit of that.
Okay.
You can tell he's picking up on the negative energy in this case. And that's what I didn't like about our last live stream, is it was kind of like kittens and rainbows. And I don't feel like that's how it always is when they're delivering messages to us.
Agreed.
Not at all. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And she has said that narcotics, opiates were used, and that her mother and her used to do cocktails of opiates together. And the opiates, I think, were one of the only drugs that she brought with her when she left. So
there was a lot of drugs in that case being taken.
I mean, I just kept seeing. I seen this, and I just almost was the daughter, was she promiscuous with that?
Yes.
Like I keep getting like it just like just pouring out of. The way I see it is the flesh just going down her hand and just over, and everything she touched, just maybe that's where the worm stuff, the slime, just like it corrupted. Does that make any sense?
Well, let me ask you this. There's speculation whether she was involved, and she got off with 10 years because they couldn't really connect her to being involved in the physical act, and she claimed she was in the bathroom the whole time. Do you pick that up at all, that she was really in the bathroom, or was she involved?
When have you ever known a person to be want to be in the spotlight, not take the stage. So catastrophe and haste. Was she in the bathroom? Ooh.
What do you got? You're killing us.
So
I mean, she may have been.
I'm getting things that are telling me about other things, and so that's what Spirit will do sometimes. So like, they'll be like, "Oh, this is more important, Suits. Why aren't you talking about this?" And I'll be like, "Hold up, talking about this." I went all over the place last time, so you gotta shush. So back up.
What deck is that you're using?
Heaven and Hell.
Heaven and Hell.
Fame and renown. So she did it to become famous and renowned, which she is. She used her mind, her mental force, right? Fraud. She was fraud, and she misrepresented herself.
Mhm.
Some kind of fanatic. I keep getting creation of all things. So she created it all. She did it all. She created the whole thing.
Yes.
It was her masterpiece. And it was a long game, longevity. And she probably even saw herself as like a divine power, like almost like a god, because divine power, God.
Well, there's speculation that there may be like witchcraft involved with this. Suits.
Right.
Do you pick up
that
energy?
makes sense. Oh yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Now, when you say God, you don't necessarily mean like a heavenly light. You mean like a powerful force. Whether
I mean, she had a desire for knowledge. Like, we don't know what people are doing now, and this is what's crazy. 'Cause a lot of people call conspiracy theorists and all that kind of stuff. There are people out there now in this day and age who are messing with things and have been since probably the 60s and 70s, right? That were like, oh no, there's no way this happened. No, there's no way. No, that's not possible. No, the world's too, but if you just go down some rabbit holes, right, and then you say, oh, well, that rabbit hole connects to that rabbit hole, and they come up at one place. Oh, that's amazing. I think one of the news reporters said it the other night. When your conspiracy theorist friends are becoming the truth tellers, there's something to be said, right? So in this case, I feel like there probably was something that she was trying to do. Like she was trying, it maybe not necessarily essence of like W-craft, right? But some people are natural just invokers and connectors, and they can create things and make things happen. Does that make any sense?
Complete sense.
Yes.
So let's move on to the Watts case. Are you familiar with the Chris Watts, Shannon Watts case?
No.
Okay, Chris Watts unalived his pregnant wife and then also unalived his two daughters. And he is currently in life sentence. Here are some photos of the case. Shannon is the name of the wife. The two daughters are Bella and Cece. And the unborn baby's name was Nico. Chris Watts is spending life in prison currently at Dodge Correctional. What do you get for this case?
I don't know what that means.
Say it out loud because it might make sense to us.
Tell her
Yeah.
I love her hair. Spirit just said, tell her I love her hair. And that's when the baby was by the door and looking up. So that could be some, connection with spirit that's involved in that it's crossed over.
Were you showing Bella at that moment? By any chance?
Yeah, Bella's hair had problems with growth. She had the curly hair, and sometimes curly hair doesn't grow as fast when the kids are little. And so there's been a lot of talk about Bella's hair. So, it could be. And she got hair clips for not sucking her thumb. So her hair has been a topic of conversation.
I loved her hair. All right.
Who's saying that, Suits?
I think it's her mom.
Mom? Okay.
I loved her hair too.
Yeah. But they're talking about y'all too. So Spirit said it when she was looking at her daughter, and she's looking at y'all, and so she said they loved your hair. So when Spirit said that, they were talking to you three. But since it connects, and that's something you'll find out with mediumship. So a lot of times Spirit will say something. I'll give you an example. So here, you're automatic. So getting validation and stuff for these kind of readings, right? I have know nothing about these cases whatsoever, right? I'm talking about hair. You're like, oh shit. Pardon me. Oh, what? How does he know about the hair thing? And so you have two sides of one coin. They flip, and so it works. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I know how the hair could connect to if she was speaking to me, because maybe if she's picking up on my energy, I'm trying to grow my hair out, obviously, after chemo, right? So, right. I mean, she may be picking that up from me, but I think I thought immediately of her daughter, because, her daughter wanted to grow her hair out as well, but, they were trimming it so it would grow in thicker. And a lot of people have speculated, like, why did you cut her hair? And I could see her as a mom being like, don't worry about what people think of your hair. It was beautiful.
Right. Yeah.
So,
I love hair. Yeah. So yeah, that could be 2 for 1. Yeah. 2 birds, 1 stone. Yep. Okay.
What else do you get?
Can you, by any chance, pick up anything if anyone else was involved? Suits.
Hold on. I've learned to anything that comes to my head to always say it. So, all right. So I got the word Fibonacci sequence, and so that is in which each element is the sum or two of elements that it precedes. So if you know what the Fibonacci sequence is, it's like this, right? It goes up and over. Let's see what's important. It demonstrates a fundamental mathematical pattern that
Mathematical pattern.
Did we lose him? I don't see him anymore.
That's crazy. It just shut me off.
Oh.
So,
could you say that again about a mathematical pattern?
Yeah. Yeah. So the Fibonacci sequence is important because it demonstrates a fundamental mathematical pattern that appears across various disciplines and natural phenomenon. It is also linked to the golden ratio, a number with aesthetics and practical significance. Let's see here. Hold on. Okay. Nature, mathematics, art, financial. I'm trying to see if there's anything why they would be telling me that. The ratio of the body parts can be approximated using the golden ratio. Is there anything to do with flowers in this case?
I don't think so.
Kind of. Yes. Where they were put.
Because
What are you getting about the flowers?
Flower petals. The number of petals and many flowers follows the Fibonacci. That's the first word that came to my mind when you asked me about the second thing, was Fibonacci sequence. So I was like, okay, don't know why that's there. All right, what else we got, guys?
I guess we're trying to figure out if Dad was the sole person involved in this crime, or do you pick up that Dad had help?
By himself. Greed.
Okay.
By himself. Lust and weak wills. Rebellion. There probably was like some kind of strife in their marriage. Yep, look at that. Family conflict. Can't make it up. There you go.
Wow.
Did they forgive him for what happened? I mean,
Moyer wants to know, did Chris unalive the children and put them in the batteries?
In the batteries?
Yep.
Hold on. My guide, Arthur, said people shouldn't ask those kind of questions. Don't know what that means. That's like, it's, Arthur's very British. He's very Arthurian. When you know, you know. When you don't know, you don't know. But if you know, then why are you asking? That's what Arthur just said. Does that make any sense?
No.
I think it is. I think.
But we do know.
When you, all right, so when a person intuitively knows, right, when they ask a question, right? Like, let's say you ask me who the best Batman is, right? People are going to say a whole range of things between their different age grades, right? Like one person say Michael Keaton, one person is going to say Christian Bale. That's the two different things they're going to do, right? In this case, what this is saying is, when you know intuitively, when you ask somebody, did they do this, that, these, and those, and you are asking because you need self validation, quote unquote, right? There's no need to ask that question. You don't need to even put that energy out in the universe.
I don't get that she needs self-validation. She's asking a psychic a question about a true crime case that we're all curious about.
What Spirit is saying is essentially she knows the answer. Trust herself. She knows the answer. I mean, you can't make it up. Look, the stars going.
Do you get anything about, I know you said that, you know, the cards pulled, he acted alone.
Yeah.
Just because he acted alone doesn't mean he didn't have help in the aftermath. Do you
No, he acted solely alone. He was strong enough.
Through all of it.
Through all
of it.
It was built out of greed and but April, let me go back to what that person was saying. So I'm not insulting the person. What I'm really saying is they're intuitive and they know, and so they're looking in. Well, the picture how it. Well, that was crazy. When they're going in to their brain, right, and they're asking a question like that, they should start to trust themselves more and be like, yeah, batteries. That makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? Do y'all get what I'm saying?
I just disagree with what you're saying. So, I mean, I just disagree with it. So I don't think it's a part of like getting it. I just disagree with it. So
I didn't mean to insult anybody.
Well, I don't think. I just disagree.
No, she said thank you for explaining it. I mean, she's not at all.
Yeah, no.
Disagreeing with you.
Yeah,
and that's one thing. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Whoa.
I know, Suits, you get messages really quick, and like you said, you trust yourself to say it out loud, even though it might not be like coming from you. It's coming from, you know, a spirit guide or a spirit.
Okay, hold on. I got stuff going on my computer that I didn't touch. 1 second.
Oh,
We got the spirits in here with us.
those technology spirits.
Right to the devil.
Game
I'm
of
curious
chess.
now to know
Game
what
of
more.
Game of chess, not checkers. That's what I just got. Game of chess, not checkers.
It's speculated that the mistress helped. You get any of that? You don't get that the mistress helped at all?
See, I personally go back and forth on this.
Yeah, I just don't know if she helped us.
And I can
think that
see.
I think there's different ways a mistress can help, if you know what I mean. Like, oh, I'm gonna have this life. This can be my life. This is gonna be my life. You know, so mentally, yeah, there's a mental longevity of like, oh, I can have this, and not have that. Yeah, falsehood. There you go. Falsehood. Falsehood and cruelty. And now he is in what? Solitude, right?
Yeah.
Because he did what? Disregarded the rules of the universe.
A good way to put it.
By being malevolent.
Wow.
So he is now in a period of self-atonement.
Dang.
So
it's like boom, boom, boom.
I mean, it's a you have to look at everybody's. This is what people are finding fascinating, and what I have found fascinating recently. And like I said, if you believe the whole like simulation theory and all that, it makes psychics and mediums much more. People are going to start believing it much more, because that means that we're scientists and that we are programmers, because we can access things that others can't, right? Like some people who are chemists, right? Who are really good at chemistry, right? They can bring stuff, right? Like an alchemy, which is going to be huge coming up. So there's different things, and everybody's watching. I appreciate your energy and your love, and I can't wait to hear from you.
We're going to take some questions now.
Ooh, I got an echo.
Echo.
My question first. Question about Oregon. What the hell?
I don't know.
So what in the? Who's got
playing
feedback? That's crazy. It's not me. Well,
I'm gonna mute everybody and then bring you back one at a time so that I can figure out who is playing me in the background. Okay, you guys. Okay, John, can you say something?
Yes, I'm not playing you in the background.
Okay, Shannon, can you say something? Shannon, you've got me playing in the background for me, so it is making my meet echo. So let's go. I've got you muted for right now while you figure it out. So let's go in and
there's nothing going on in my background. It's dead silent here. Dead silent. All I have is my phone.
No. I'm going to mute you one more time and let me tell you, something is playing in the background of your phone. I'm playing in the background of your phone, and so I'm echoing back to me. So do you have something up? Do you have me up in your background?
Yeah,
somewhere?
maybe in a different window. Maybe go clear your windows out and come back in.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
So,
like,
Don,
I don't have anything up in the background. Nothing.
Okay, well, I'm just going to. I'm going to.
I don't think I have anything.
When you want to talk to somebody. Okay, my question personally, the question about organ plantation and hauntings from the deceased donor. I'm waiting on a kidney, and apparently there are a ton of stories about this on YouTube.
Right.
I don't.
So here's the theory. What's his first name? Don. Hey, Don.
Yeah.
So let's look at it this way, Don. When someone gives themselves up, right? When they give their frequency, their energy up to help someone else live, right? And they know that their soul contract was for that purpose, right? There may be an amendment in that said clause where they can help the person live a better life. I've heard about this stuff, very rare, but I have heard where, someone got a heart transplant. I was watching a TV show not too long ago, and it was this, and it wasn't even a sci-fi show or anything. It was this person this guy kept on getting these visions, right? Just like bad dreams or whatever. And it turns out the guy had received the heart of one of the victims, right? And he didn't want revenge or anything like that. He wanted this person to live a safer life. And so he showed them his life, right? And how not to live his life. Can spirit be in the organ? Goes back to what Tesla said. Everything is vibration, frequency, and what is it? Vibration, frequency. Hold on.
Could he, while you're looking that up, Suits, could he do like a cleanse when he gets this transplant done with like sage and just kind of wipe out? And like, let's say someone died in a car accident,
right?
And he gets this organ from a person that didn't donate it to him in a way that is selfless. It's more of, hey, I just checked the box to donate my organ.
Right.
And Don happened to get it. Could Don do it like a cleansing to rid that organ of bad energy?
So anytime in my belief system of working with energy, anytime that life is extended, right? Anytime life is extended, there cannot be negativity attached to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So life is pure, right? Tesla says, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. We all resonate at a certain frequency, right? We all resonate a certain energy. People, like the Mayans, if you read about the ancient Mayans and you've seen Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, right? And what does he do? Right? And the heart, right? It's the reason why is the heart is the seat of the soul, right? Vibration, energy, frequency, right? And what that means is, in like the sacred heart, that energy is so powerful and so strong. Any organ in your body, like from skin to anything, skin's the largest organ in the body. So, but if he was like, hey, if he just says, hey, I'm grateful, gratitude, it just puts gratitude and gratitude and gratitude and gratitude. That's the strongest thing, the strongest frequency that you can possibly imagine, to be grateful. And once you show gratefulness, anything else there, I mean, yeah, you can burn sage. I say frankincense and myrrh. I keep it with the old tradition of like the three wise men, the three psychics, three mediums, the three astrologers. The three three great teachers, because they even the mythos there is like, hey, the reason why I'm saying this to him is, as long as you believe that there is something above, right, in any capacity, right, not just like, oh, you're not the biggest dog in the yard, right, and you've been given a gift to prolong life. That's going to be something that's going to be very empowering.
And I think he will. He's, on a waiting list for this. So, we've Don's one of our regulars who pops
Right.
in, and we're always just like hoping to hear one day he pops in chat and is like, I got it, you guys. So
Let's pull a card on it. How about it? Let's pull a card
do
on
it.
it. Let's see.
Yeah.
Ready? Hey, universe, from the inner child deck, give me something good for Don. Give me something good for Don. What do you mean? We do that? Okay, we'll do two things. Okay, we'll do two things. Okay, because Don's a loyal supporter. Let's see what we got here. Okay, first thing we've got. Tending. So we've got a beautiful flower growing. We've got life, right? So that tells me, Don, in theory here, you are in a garden. You are about to start growing again. Tending to your garden. So start tending to yourself. Maybe start hitting the gym more, getting that body ready for whatever it needs. Yep, look at that. In awe. Can't make it up. Needs.
Wow.
And safety. And finally, sacred desire. So his desire is to have this organ. As long as he tends to himself, continues to resonate at that highest frequency he can do, right? You know, I tell people, because people said, oh, you got to read The Secret. You got to read The Secret. You got to read The Secret. I was like, I'm not going to read that book. I'm not going to read that book. I don't believe that stuff. Read The Secret. Read it. It'll blow your mind.
Yeah, that one's on my list.
Yeah, read The Secret. Secret will blow your mind. And the fact that it was people don't know this, it was a documentary first. And then it was a book.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're going to take one more question. Moira says, Suits, any way of any assistance for me would be gratefully appreciated. Many thanks in advance. So maybe draw a card for her, or
What does she need?
She's just asking for some assistance, some guidance, general.
Yeah, I kind of was trying to get her to narrow down if she wanted a card pull or what she was looking for. I did grab my chopsticks.
I see her swerving a lot. Like I see her at a car and she's swerving. Like there's these holes in the street and she's trying to dodge them, right? And so she's like, vroom, vroom, and she's doing pretty well, but she's trying to see, like, she's wanting just to like sit back like in a Tesla and just let it drive. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
Can you pull a card for her? She actually just responded. It can be the same deck you even have open.
No.
Self-care. She's like, no. I did some self-care this week. I went and got a massage, you guys. I'm so proud of myself.
Uh-oh.
She says you're spot on, that she's struggling.
She's struggling. Well, let's send her some energy. How about that? Y'all ready? Here we go.
Okay.
Ready?
Hey, if you guys don't too, if you go follow Suits on TikTok, you guys, there's times he goes live and does a Reiki session. So you can like, ooh, what's that? Oh, he's doing his pull.
Be sure to give this live a thumbs up, guys. Helps us dance out into the algorithm. Party out there. Bring more people back. We're going to share Suits' channel towards the end. We're nearing the end. He is over on TikTok, and we have his page ready to go,
so we got to get you calm first, darling. We got to get you calm first. A breakdown is often followed by a breakthrough. Remain calm. Take action. Okay, baby steps are still steps, and they're better than standing still. Okay, in that same kind of situation, what we have here, look at, we got there, she's standing. It's time to celebrate the fact that you don't fit in. Stand on your own 2 feet, and then finally, listen. Help people start to heal the moment they feel heard, and then speak up. If you avoid conflict to keep the peace, you start a war inside yourself. You don't have to be a good girl all the time. The ability to suck it up is not a superpower. Saying no. Own your power. So I hope that helps.
No is a full sentence.
Hey, Amy.
Hey, Shannon.
Amy.
Yeah.
Hey, do we have like a minute or two where I can see if Suits has any insight on my health, because I'm really struggling with my health right now. Please and
Sure.
thank you.
All right, Shannon, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to just relax, okay? You ready? You ready?
Yes.
So we got a lot of stuff going on up in the upper chest area. She's not Frankenstein, they say, but she feels like she has 2 bolts in her neck. Does that make any sense to you?
Well, no, not really. Although, with my last name, I do have an affinity for the Bride of Fleckenstein, or Bride of Frankenstein. Sorry, but no, that doesn't have anything to go with my health.
So what that could mean is, so Victor Frankenstein, right? Victor was a doctor first, right?
Yeah.
And he just wanted to help people. I think you're helping too many people and not helping yourself. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay.
I pretty much I'm pretty much a hermit. My boyfriend and I don't go anywhere unless we absolutely have to, and we don't do anything. He works from the home. I'm on disability.
Right. But what that could mean, right? Now I understand what you're saying. I appreciate your clarity. So let me more clarify for you. Hold on. Okay. Why? All right. I'm getting the word boggy and soggy. What does that mean to you?
Body and soggy?
Boggy and soggy.
Boggy and soggy.
Sort of like melting in, like sort of sinking in to like sand. Like it feels like maybe you're stuck in something.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. And I keep on this side of my body is being affected. What's going on with this side of your body?
My left side?
Yes.
Nothing actually that I know of.
That's me.
Ah.
He's got a lot of health issues popping up energy though too. I feel like it'd probably be easier if like Amy and I weren't in here.
All right, hold on, Shannon. I'm gonna do some cards on it, okay? Like,
okay.
Let's pull that so it's more effective. And
so I drink a lot of water. I need to run to the restroom real quick. I'm gonna mute me.
Okay.
I didn't know that we could do that. I used to normally mute myself and run to the bathroom.
You can do that. You just put that icon on and mute it. Don't forget to mute.
Well, yeah.
Aha. Okay. Now I've got you. All right.
All right. I appreciate this.
No problem. Okay. The first thing is sentimental education. Your ability to grasp new ideas is greatly enhanced. Learn something new. Teach what you know. Okay. So that's 2. That's you and your significant other. So you two should be doing stuff together in a different environment, right? Learn something new. Go on a trip. and then maybe take a class together. That's going to help your sacral chakra. Okay.
Okay.
As it helps your sacral chakra, you should start journaling your health and how you need to feel better. Okay. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Your destiny is to be a guide. There's that intuition again popping up.
Like, you mean in the spirit realm, or
Possibly,
a
yeah.
guide?
Intuition, yeah. Look, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Pretty card.
That is
And
very
jackpot.
pretty.
Look, boom, jackpot. An inheritance, pregnancy, or gift. Welcome a new abundance into your life. Then we go to solar plexus, which we talked about earlier with you again. That comes out.
Reaction. I want to know.
And then we have responsibility. Again, you have to take responsibility for what you're doing and what you're learning. That plants. Then we go back to the whole tending thing. You know, earlier that whole thing came up with the person. So it's a whole thing. The universe says you have to be responsible. What is that? Houses you will not reap. Whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about? The biblical thing. Honesty. Look at that. Can't make it up. Truth, transparency, sincerity, and communication. Just be honest and go with your gut instincts. And stop being sad. Because there are connections coming through for you. There are. Partnership, contract, and commitment. Just connect with your heart. And that will make the emotional balance happen. Okay? Which will allow stability, harmony, peace, and tranquility. And then bow, chicka, wow, wow. So there's that. Will enhance your life.
Wait, what was that?
It was a censored card, my friend.
It's a censored
Yeah,
card.
honey, it was censored.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
That's
And
right.
yeah.
Like, ask later. What did that one mean?
And Venus, your soulmate, is trying to find a way in.
Well, my soulmate is right behind me, and we have
Right.
excellent bow chicka bow wow. Very excellent.
And so your recovery is going to be is going to help through a lot of your connection with your ancestors, especially a grandfather or something, and you're probably something connected to your father's side, and then something on your maternal side as well is going to show you the key. And the paternal side is going to show you the door of how to help you find your healing and stuff. So yeah, look, there's your passion.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm a performer. I do theater. I sing. I play piano. And with my illnesses, I just can't do that anymore. I can't. I have urinary issues, and so I can't be somewhere on a stage where I might have to race to the bathroom.
But you know where you can be on a stage?
On my phone.
On your phone. You know where else? There's a place called TT. There's a place called YT. You know, there's all these different things that you can do. You can create your characters. You can work with your soul partner and say, hey, I really want to do this. Something else I really want to do. I want to do something for me. I want to sit here. I want to create this character who's doing this and that and these and those. And I want to have fun with it. I want to write this crazy character who does songs and everything. And people send me lyrics.
Shannon, there's people like on TikTok who have entire characters they made and they go live and they become this character. And like, they don't come on as themselves ever. They're like this character on TikTok.
Right. The healing heart. See? The healing heart. Love, acceptance, romance. And then you have seeing. You're using your intuition. Perspective, truth, knowledge, and clarity. And then you're about to be busy as a bee. Transform your daily health habits, fortify your body, and boost your immunity. And then that will allow you to be grounded. So clean your space. And start your abundance planning. Use your hands. Take that walk with your significant other. Be creative. And let those connections happen.
Hope that
And then
helps
you
you a little bit,
And then
Shannon.
you won't be sad.
It does. Oh yeah, it does help a lot.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Suits.
So, Suits,
You made
You're
my card fall.
you're here on the internet healing with Healy.
Right?
This
And
is
MrSuitsHealy. Yep.
Yep, this is his webpage, and we will be putting this down in the YouTube show notes. We'll be putting everything that we view tonight on the YouTube show notes. Here he is over on TikTok, MrSuitsHealy. I know a lot of you don't go over to TikTok. Are you ever coming over to YouTube, Suits?
What the hell?
Well, there's somebody on here right now who really wants me to. So, I guess so. Yeah.
Let's do it. I mean, I'll train you on StreamYard. Let's do this. I'm waiting on you.
Everybody's like, "Come on over, please. We won't hurt you." Yeah, I know.
I mean, I got to be honest, and I'm not trying to age any of us, but this is our platform. It is. It is. We don't belong over there. This is us.
Oh, I don't agree with that. I mean, we belong wherever we want to go, but I think YouTube is a little more.
Oh yeah, I mean it has been. I mean it's if you read the recent things about what there's a big thing with like YouTube and Netflix. They were talking to the CEO of YouTube, and he said, "I see content creators as producers and directors, and creators,
And they are.
and that's how I'm going to treat them." And Netflix was like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "Yeah." So you're going to see, you know, my intuition says that you're going to have an explosion on YT, probably in the next year or two, because there's going to be other apps that will have to be shut down. So I know a message when I get it. So I hear you, universe. Damn it.
So that means you're coming. He'll be here soon, guys.
Okay, so that means yes, he'll be up next. Well, you could expect him tomorrow because I'm just kidding. But yes, he's coming to YouTube, I think. Suits, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. I hope you'll join us again sometime.
I will. I hope y'all, just everybody who's watching, please have faith in yourself. Please know that the world is a crazy place right now, and that you just need to be fulfilling your purpose. Practice gratitude. Remember what Tesla said. Look at everything. And even become friends with your conspiracy theory buddies and budettes, because things in this world are changing, and we need as much support as we can get. Here we go. Y'all ready?
Ooh, I like that one.
Okay, thank you. We will put the links to all of Suits' stuff down in the YouTube show notes, and we'll see you next time. Bye, Suits.
Bye-bye.
Jen, thanks for joining us. We will put the links
Thank
to
you.
Crafted Evidence podcast down in the show notes as well. Bye, Jen. Oh, Okay, guys. So, Shannon, I hope that helped you out a little bit. If you need anything from me, please let me know.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. Bye, girl.
Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Okay, guys, have you considered becoming a Dragonfly on our channel? The Dragonfly is our membership program. Here, let me show you a little something about our Dragonfly on the Power Network. If you're not subscribed, why are you not subscribed? I would really love to have you as a Power subscriber. If you really like my content, be sure to become a Dragonfly, and that's our membership, and it's $2.99 a month. I release all my videos early. We have special emojis over in the chat room. I kind of share things ahead of time with my dragonflies, and I go live sometimes just for the dragonflies. It's a way that I can support you guys and give you more content, and it's a way for you to support our channel. It's $2.99 a month, and I would love to have you. Okay, guys, be sure to like and subscribe if nobody's told you this today. Oh, and we do have some shows coming up. We are going to be collaborating with Into the Weeds podcast and Lisa from The Search. We're going to be doing some stuff on the murdered, missing Indigenous women's epidemic. On Wednesday, we're going to be collaborating with Rosie on Chris Watts in prison, and who knows what else we'll be doing this week. So check back. If nobody's told you this today, and even if they have, I'm still going to tell you guys this. I love you guys so, so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
I miss my cue, baby, I had you. Miss my cue, but I had you for that day. Here in the blue, I'm falling deep.
Be sure to give this live a thumbs up. Helps me go out into the algorithm party out there. Bring more people back to the party. It's just a good way to help me.
Baby, I'm dancing with you tonight, and it feels fine, feels fine. Baby, I'm dancing with you tonight. Here in the blue, I'm dancing and falling out, hoping for some time with you.